俺にやらせてくれ。ここらでお遊びはいい加減にしろってとこを見せてやりたい。
Alright everybody, what is going on? I'm pre-recording a lot of videos here for the week of Thanksgiving because I'm going to be out of town. So we're doing a couple 200% showcases that I don't think that I have done. So first up here is YAMCHA. Now, we are hopping into the, Divine Wrath and Mortal Will stage of, or you guys know what I'm doing. Okay, anyway, so Yamcha's here. This is the friend. No equipments, which is fine. He's built, like, full additional level 10 links, though, and rainbow, so that's good. We are on Yamcha's own team. Now, Yamcha, at least on global right now, only has two 200% leaders. Himself, and then the Carnival Goku, that leads Turtle School. So, this is what we're hopping into right now. We have a lot of support here from the Piccolo and the Goku. So that's what we're looking at the moment. Now, Yamcha's active skill, you guys can see that we have that active at the moment. We can use it at any moment going forward here. So just going to go ahead and take a look at the condition here really quickly. Can be activated after the character evades 4 or more enemy attacks in battle or when all allies attacking the same turn are Earthbred fighters. So we are on a full Earthbred fighters team here, so we're going to be able to use that whenever we need to. Yamcha's active skill is one of the easier ones to get active. I figure we should just go ahead and start the video off with it here. So let's go ahead and see his active skill now. It's usually better to strategically use his active skill because part of Yamcha's kit is that he gets an additional 10% chance to dodge every time he does an attack. Now, that doesn't add to his base 50% chance to dodge. It creates like a separate dodge chance. So if your 50% fails, then your 10% chance will kick in. And then if that fails, he's also INT, so he's going to have the free 5 dodge as well. Personally, my Yamcha is built full dodge. The way I see Yamcha is he's either dodging for me or I am dying. So I just went ahead and tried to max dodge. My issue with this guy at 55% was that he was never dodging, and I was just dying constantly. It's like, I don't really care how much damage this guy does when he's dead, you know? It's like, oh, okay, great, you know, Yamcha looks super flashy, but then we died, so... but using his active skill strategically, whenever you're like, okay, you know, we're really going to have to rely on Yamcha's dodging here, so let's go ahead and pop the active skill. Because it'll, you know, give us the additional dodge chance. So it could give us, you know, a little bit more survivability for the turn. So sometimes it's better to use it strategically, but like for the showcase right here, we're just going to go ahead and pop it. Another thing that it will do is Yamcha actually builds up for his first 2 turns. He gets an additional 30% attack and defense with each attack performed, up to 150%. So we need to do 5 attacks across his first 2 rotations in order to get him fully built up. The active skill will count as one of those attacks. So I believe it is just attacks. Yeah, it's not super attacks, so even if he's getting us a bunch of normal attacks, it's going to be fine. The way Yamcha kind of works is he shows up. He has, you know, really good dodge chance. Really, he keeps the dodge chance, but he kind of just shows up. He is good for his first 2 turns, and then he's going to really fall off in terms of, like, defense, but he'll retain his dodge chance, so as long as you're dodging, you're fine, but that's, you know, obviously the crux of Yamcha. Anyway, let's go ahead and pop his active skill here, and, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Not the most damage in the world. Obviously, that's going to do more damage if you're, you know, more built up. But, you know, again, that does give us a little bit more build-up. Now, Yamcha, he performs an additional attack, right, if he does a dodge, or is it a high chance? Hang on. Launches an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn after evading an attack. So it's a guaranteed additional 50% chance to be a super. And you can see our defense here has already jumped up quite a bit to 351k. He doesn't really have any defensive links. I mean, he has Turtle School, but the chances that you're going to get that active are pretty slim. I did bring this Krillin, though, who does have it. This is a good defensive link. It's just that the roster of characters that Yamcha is around isn't, like, they may or may not have it, right? So, anyway, let's go ahead here and get the ball rolling. Enough talk, right? I think he links better with this Piccolo, right? Solid support, fierce battle, Kamehameha, fierce battle. Guess it doesn't matter. I'll keep this guy around because he gives more defensive support. And he needs to get hit anyway, so hopefully we can get some hits in there in the middle, and we can get his scouter up maybe in this fight. We'll see. All right, let's see what Yamcha has here for us. Okay, so we got the dodge. That's good. So he starts out with a 5.27 million attack stat. We don't have any offensive support up right now. The only support that we have up is defensive support, so that is just something to keep in mind here. This is just him with, defense support, but you can see he's already jumping up to an 8 million on this attack stat right here. Can we get one more? We got a normal. Can we get one more? No. Okay, he might have already done his 4 attacks. I think he caps out at 4. I don't remember. I wasn't really counting there. I just saw the 5 million and the 8 million, and then that normal. So there might have been another one in there that I just missed. Again, the friend is built full additional. Now, because Yamcha is, doing a bunch of additionals, right, you don't really need to go super crazy, like with the additional, because he's already going to have a higher chance to get it anyway, which is another reason why I think dodge is good. It comes down to, like, if you're running Yamcha's team, you don't want him to become a liability. So whatever you got to do to make sure that he doesn't die after his first 2 rotations is what you got to do. This guy's defense will be, pretty decent. It's a little bit hard to show how it's, like, calculating as he's doing it. Oh, we still have intros on. I'll just cut this. There we go. Okay, so yeah, what I'm saying is, like, it's a little bit hard. I mean, it's not hard, but it's just, like, tedious for me to calculate this guy's defense, like, as it's building up. So, I'm not going to do that. Once he gets fully built up, then we'll talk about, like, how his defense is. But it's just, like, just know that this guy's defense is not really the highlight of him. This guy's highlight is his ability to dodge, so... again, I'm going to actually save this guy's active skill right here. I don't really want to float Bulma, but I think I'm going to. I'm going to leave my Yamcha here next to Krillin, and that way they'll have, like, a bunch of good links active here. Turtle School, Infighter, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, and then we'll go ahead and float Bulma, get her next to the other Yamcha. Excuse me, and then we'll just keep their support going the entire time here, so... let's go ahead and just do this. We'll save his active skill for maybe next turn for this one, and we'll see it do maybe a little bit more damage. We can grab Krillin, his orbs, and then we'll just make sure that we get Bulma's support up. Again, this Bulma support will be up for this turn and next turn, but then on turn 4, whenever we come back here, we will not have Bulma's support up. We did not dodge that attack, so we're not going to get the additional, but Yamcha might just KO them in one attack here anyway, because I just realized they were really low on HP. Yeah, so there we go. One thing is you don't want to go crit on Yamcha, because he does have a built-in 30% chance to crit. He's got a medium chance to crit in his passive, so there's really no need to go crit on this guy. Yeah, anyway, so here we go. Yamcha is at 728k defense. I mean, obviously, that's pretty good. I don't know how many attacks he did last turn, but we did the active skill, and then I saw 3 for sure. So we might be fully built up here, but I'm not entirely sure without doing calcs, and I don't really want to, because I got to get a lot of these videos churned out today. So anyway, we have Yajirobe support up, we have this guy support up, and remember that once Yajirobe collects orbs in slot 3, his defense is going to go up even more here. So obviously a very impressive turn here from Yamcha. Not really much to say here. This is going to be his probably best turn in the video. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much to say here. Yamcha doesn't get stronger as the fight goes on. He actually gets weaker because he peaks on turn 3, or his second rotation, right? Okay, so we got the dodge there, and he shoots out an 11 million. Again, we can do 3 more of these, I believe, because he's got the one from doing a dodge. He's got the hidden potential, and then I think he just has another one in his passive. So, yeah, here we go. There's number 2 there at, what was that, 12 million? Here's number 3 at 12.6. Yeah, and notice how it's still going up a little bit because he's getting 30% attack on his super attack effect, right? Oh, and we got the normal for the hidden potential. That's a little unfortunate. But you guys saw, right? Like, he did a ton of damage there. He dodged an attack. He has a really impressive leader skill. And he had, like, pretty good defense on that turn. What we're going to see, though, on this next rotation is that his defense is going to drop off tremendously because he's going to lose his intro buff. For 4 turns, Yamcha gets his intro buff, which is 2 key and 150% attack and defense, when there are 5 or more Earthbred Fighter category allies on the team, which, again, isn't too hard to get, but that extra 150% attack and defense is, very important for his defense stats looking as high as, like, they did there on that turn, right? Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I was gonna say we can cut and come back, but the nice thing about like this Yamcha showcase, right, is that since we have one on each rotation, I don't really need to do cuts, right? Like we can just kind of just sit here and wait for the next rotation. Well, okay, Yajirobe, you don't have to additional, man. We can just go to the next rotation, Yajirobe. It's okay, man. But yeah, I don't have to do like a ton of cuts, right? Because obviously it's we're just going into the next. I guess I should have. If I had known that there were going to be 8 minutes of super attack animations here at the end of the turn, maybe I would have. But here we go. So now remember, we don't have Bulma's support here, but we do have Yajirobe support. So this Yamcha is at 395k defense. We're going to go ahead and pop the active skill here. The skips are on, so it doesn't really matter. That's going to give us the extra dodge chance. It's going to give us a little bit more build up. And you can see this Yamcha is at 487. So I believe he's done less attacks, which is why he is not... Right, he only did 1 attack last turn. So now he's done 2 attacks to build up. So he's got 2 out of 5. So if he does 3 attacks on this turn, then he'll be fully built up. So let's go ahead and get attacking again. On this next rotation, we'll have Bulma again, so we can start rolling her support up again, which will be good. So let's see. Hopefully we get 1 dodge. There we go. And we took another hit. All right. And just imagine that's like Merge Zamasu's AoE, right? Like that does significant damage to us, which is why I gave him full dodge, is the hope that we dodge attacks like that, not eat them constantly. There's the stun chance showing up, you know, always good to see that. Okay, we're getting a bunch of normals. Really appreciate it, Yamcha. This is your showcase, man. Look as impressive as you want to for the people. You know, it's like, you disappoint them if you want, or don't. It's up to you, but there we go. So yeah, he was at like a 14 million there at the end. If you saw that down at the bottom. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, but the issue is like next turn, we're going to see him fall off a lot because he loses that 150%. I mean, he'll still be okay, but he truly does, like in these harder red zone fights, he truly does become a dodge or die character. Yamcha is incredible for Super Battle Road. If you haven't beaten Earthling Super Battle Road, I mean, Yamcha just can go in there and, you know, clean house. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, see, we dropped down. We were at, what, 700k last turn? We dropped down to 451, 200, which is still okay. He's getting... No, he's not getting defense on his super attack effect. That's another issue with Yamcha, is he's like 23rd World Tournament Goku, in that he only gets, like, an attack buff on his super attack. He also has the stun chance. We saw that last turn, but... you know, he does not get a defensive effect here. So that's it. Yamcha's at 451k. I mean, hang on. Let me grab some orbs. Okay, there we go. That's 5 orbs. So Yamcha is at 500k defense, and that's it. That's all he's got. He's fully built up. We're not getting any defense on our super attack. That's all we have is 500k defense. Obviously, that's not very good. So now we're relying on Yamcha's ability to dodge, which he does have, you know, a 50% chance to dodge baseline. And then he does build up dodge with each attack that he does. But, you know, a 500k defense character with a 50% chance to dodge in this meta, a little suspect. But at least he has the dodge chance, you know. I would rather have Yamcha here with the 500k defense and the 50% chance to dodge, you know, give or take however much you get from his attacks, instead of like Turles, who can get up to maybe like 700k with 20% damage reduction and no dodge chance, right? Like, Yamcha is clearly the better of the two because of the dodge chance. That's what makes him good. So, it's just the issue now is that, you know, we're completely reliant on it. So, we'll see what ends up happening here. And remember that we are just drenched in support here. It's like we have, you know, Goku here giving, what, 50%? Bulma's giving 37%. Yajirobe's giving a bunch of defense. Like, what is it, 20% that he gives, like, to the rotation or whatever? It's just, you know... Yeah, anyway, you can see also that his offensive stats have dropped down quite a bit. I mean, he's still doing okay damage because of all of his additionals, and his crit chance built in. We also are getting that stun chance off a lot. The friend is looking really impressive here. Really wish mine would show out here, but at least they're both, you know, Link level 10 Rainbow, things like that. But, yeah, the friend's looking great here. But yeah, that's, you know, I mean, that's Yamcha, right? Is that he's good. He peaks on turn 2. Which, whenever he came out during the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone, was, you know, still pretty good for most of the fights. And then it's still pretty decent for the Future Saga Red Zone, which is why he's able to age like he did. You know, he did fall off pretty tremendously whenever, you know, fights like Sin started coming out, which I wouldn't say Sin is like a long fight, but because it's physical at the end and you're reliant on this guy dodging, it was just, you know, way too suspect, right? Like, it's like you could bring him, But with it being physical at the end, there just being so much pressure, it was just not a situation I wanted to put YAMCHA in, so that kind of dropped him in the rankings quite a bit. And then Omega came out, and Omega's a really long fight. And it's like, yeah, YAMCHA can look good in there, just like he can look good in any fight, but it's just, that fight is too long, you know? It's like, you're just, the longer you keep a character like this around, where it's like, okay, we just, you know, don't ever get hit, the more exposure, or like the more risk that you expose him to, you know, you guys get the point. Anyway, here we go. So this is going to be the last rotation, I think. We can see my Yamcha's here at 536k defense. You know, that's obviously helped by the Turtle School link. If we don't have that active, he drops down to 446. So yeah, you can see that is a huge 90k swing in defense right there. That's why link levels are so important. That's, you know, you guys get the point. So let's go ahead. We'll see this attack stat, and then we'll go ahead and move into the breakdown. So happy Thanksgiving, or week of Thanksgiving, you guys. I think this video is going to come out on Mondays, so hope you're all having a good week. If you're still in school, you know, enjoy the last couple days before they dismiss you. Yamcha's doing a 10 million attack stat, which is, you know, obviously respectable. Again, those extra links that we're getting from Krillin definitely help out here. And if he wants to give us a quad to finish it, you know, 40 million total, I will never complain about. It's obviously good. But offense is never my complaint with characters. It's usually defense. So there we go. That's Yamcha. Let's go ahead and move into the breakdown. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I'll catch you guys whenever I get back. Hope you guys are enjoying. I don't know if Heroes is out yet as when this video comes out. But hope you guys enjoy the Hero celebration coming up. And let's move into the breakdown. Alright, this is Earth's dominant elite, Yamcha. His leader skill is Earthbred Fighters, or Saiyan Saga category at Key +3, HP attack and defense 170%, plus an additional 30% to characters who are also Earthlings or Turtle School. This is a great 200% leader skill. As of right now, this guy is currently featured on the, what is it? It's like the Overwhelming Gratitude banner. And if you don't have him, like, you know, I think that banner is worth summoning on because, you know, like it has 4 really good characters on it, and this is one of them. So, you know, try your hand at it. I don't think I would get this guy with coins, but if you have all, like, the other 3 really good characters, Piccolo Jr., God Goku, and 23rd World Tournament Goku, and you are missing this guy, and you plan on running Earthbred Fighters a lot, you know, maybe consider it. I don't know if I would say go all in on it. But, you know, maybe, just maybe consider it because, this guy, you know, does have a very, very good leader skill, so just something to keep in mind. His super attack is the Wolf Fang Kamehameha, raises attack for 1 turn, immense damage, and a high chance to stun. That's a 50% chance, as you can see right here. This is kind of an issue, is that he's not getting defense on super attack. You guys saw there at the end, it's like he was sitting there at 500k defense with a 50% chance to dodge, and that's it. You know, if he was getting 30% defense on each of those super attacks, he would definitely, you know, be at a much more respectable level. Also earlier, whenever I said that, you know, like I could calc his defense, I was like reading this wrong. I was reading this, right here as defense. No, but it's attack. So that's kind of an error earlier in the video. Sorry about that. Just know that, you know, like calcing his defense isn't really necessary because you can just kind of see it. But regardless, it doesn't really matter because it's never going to be like high enough to truly matter, right? Like this guy is a dodge or die character. That's kind of the role he fulfills, especially after his second rotation. His passive skill, Explosive Key Manipulation, activates the entrance animation once only and gets Key +2, attack and defense 150% for 4 turns from this character's entry turn when there are 5 or more Earthbred Fighter category allies on the team. This is, you know, pretty good. Earthbred Fighters is a very broad, expansive category. So, you know, if you're running this guy's team, because he only has, you know, his 200% basically, and then he also has Carnival Goku, but this guy's not on a lot of teams, so the chances that you're running him around other Earthbred Fighters are probably pretty high. Key +2, 150% attack and defense permanently at the start of turn. So really at the start of turn, he has 300% attack and defense if you have all of this active, which is nice. And then he does build up 30% attack and defense with each attack performed up to 150. This is a multiplicative buff. So essentially, whatever you see at the start of turn, if he hasn't built up at all, then you're just going to do multiply by 1.3 for 1 attack, 1.6 for 2 attacks, 1.9, 2.2, 2.5, and that's how you would calculate this, right? But again, calculations aren't really important. You don't really need to do them because you can just see what his defense is, right? Like, especially once he's fully built up. So yeah, this isn't super important to like learn how to calc this guy. Medium chance to perform a critical hit. So again, you don't need to give this guy any crits because he already has it here. If you wanted to maximize it, I mean, I guess, but this guy doesn't really need it. You guys saw, like, my YAMCHA had, like, what, 1 crit, like a meme crit, and he was still getting pretty consistent crits. So, yeah, don't worry about that. High chance to dodge enemy attacks. Again, this is his only defensive, like, viability, so maximizing that is a good choice. He launches an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super attack. Obviously good. And then he launches an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn after evading an attack. So again, it's like the chances that you get at least 2 additionals are pretty good. And then each of those has a 50% chance to be a super attack. So you're going to see this guy doing, you know, triple supers pretty commonly, which is nice, because, you know, it's like you need to get Tim built up, and then just any extra damage he's doing can help you out. And then he gets an additional chance to evade enemy super attacks plus 10% within each turn with each super attack performed. Again, this does not add to this right here. This is a separate running percent chance that you build up as you're doing attacks, which is really unfortunate. Like if this was just directly adding into this right here, it would be insane. Like you could get this guy up to like a 90% chance to dodge, but unfortunately that's not really going to happen that way. So it's just sad is what that is. His active skill, the extra large spirit ball, immense damage to the enemy, guaranteed to hit. Cool. It should be like super effective or crit or something, but at least he has like the medium chance to crit, right? So you can crit farm. Can be activated after the character evades 4 more attacks in battle, or when all allies in the same turn are Earthbred fighters. Again, I think this is a good condition. It's pretty common that you can just get this guy's active skill whenever you need it. Good link leveling character, by the way, because he'll just roll up into the fight, pop the active skill. And, you know, with the new link level stages only being like 2 enemies or 1 enemy, this guy can make link leveling go really quickly. His links are not good, but we'll just say that. Not really a whole lot here to work with. But again, you know, Turtle School, you guys saw, if you're able to get that active, it does dramatically improve his defense. What was it, like a 90k swing that we saw? So again, that's, you know, very important to get active if you can. His categories, he is not on a lot. Luckily, he's on some good teams. Earthbred Fighters, that's it. Really, yeah, I mean, but luckily there's a couple leaders for Earthbred Fighters, so that's good. The rest of these teams are pretty dead at the moment, but I could see us getting a new Kamehameha leader soon, maybe for the 9th anniversary. But yeah, we already showed this, but his 200% leader skills are just him, and then Carnival Goku, which is not good. We like characters to have a lot of flexibility these days. Whenever they show up and they only have 2 teams, you know. That's why I don't think this guy is a super great choice to get with coins, unless you're planning on, like, dedicating your life to running this guy's team. Anyway, these are his best linking partners. You guys can see, like, this is not a crowd of winners, right? Like, this is a bunch of losers here. We were using this Krillin for the showcase with mine, and you guys, again, saw that link right there was making a huge difference in his performance. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. He does have farmable super attacks. There's a lot of them, so, you know, do it. Probably this guy's the easiest one right here. The rest of these, like this guy has like an abysmal drop rate. So do these. Like all the April Fool's Yamchas have just like the worst drop rate ever. But this guy's isn't too bad, and this guy's a pretty good free-to-play unit as well. So let me know what you guys think about Yamcha. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you picked him up with coins or if you summoned on the Overwhelming Gratitude banner and got him. I really appreciate it. I'm going to catch you guys next time.